Hey, awesome. This is running. I'm gonna walk through some kapkan stuff. I think kapkan's a great learner defense operator. Maybe this will be helpful, maybe not. I think kapkan's kind of obvious in some respects, but you can really get some good technical stuff going on with it. So I just have a custom game up here playing as kapkan. For loadout, I personally prefer the 9x19. You can take the shotgun, but whatever. These pistols are kind of the same. I take the PMM because I don't know why. And I always take the nitro cell. You can take the impact, but I always take the nitro cell because it serves even more utility than the impact, in my opinion. You're generally not going to be opening up too many walls as a kapkan player. Okay, so immediately we spawn in here. This is my favorite spot to defend as kapkan in the whole game. There's a lot of really interesting plays you can make with them, and it's also a very consistent play. So right here at the start of the round, you're not necessarily going to want to pick up your plates. You're not necessarily going to want to start trapping stuff up. You're gonna, as you get into this point, or any point with kapkan, you're gonna have to decide: do I want to roam, or do I want to anchor, or do I want to rotate between the two? I typically do a lot of anchoring as kapkan, but plenty of players throw their traps down, throw their utility down, and they start roaming.
5 seconds left.
So you kind of want to make that decision off the bat. I'm gonna be sort of making this video as if I'm anchoring a bit, but by all means, if you're roaming, then there's a couple of other options that you have. So off the bat, I'm gonna move to some more exterior points. Now, when I say exterior points, I mean stuff that is easily accessible from the outside by attackers. So this door, not this one, but this door right here, this is accessible by stairs because we're on the second floor, and by this entire hallway up here. This is a huge door. So I'm gonna put down a trap right here, and then I'm gonna barricade. Great, good to go. Okay, let's move on a little bit. I'm gonna do another exterior one here. Great, there we go. Okay, so we have 2 exteriors up, still got 3 traps, and now I'm gonna put one right here, and then I'm gonna talk about why I put these where I elected to do so. Okay, so this one, we'll call this trap 1, and then this one we'll call trap 3, or trap 2. Traps 1 and 2, I consider to be Hail Marys. These are not traps that I expect to go off unless the other team is really not paying attention or is very, very desperate at the end of the round. So, why am I saying that? Well, let's take a look. So, I'm gonna play as attacker now. Now, this barricade position does matter. It slightly changes perspective on how you're gonna see this bomb, but that's fine. So, if I am attacker, I'm gonna be coming up these stairs and through this door. We're gonna take this camera out. Great, awesome, nobody knows we're here. And then we're gonna start working our way in. Now, as soon as I crack that, or as soon as my feet are seen under the door, whoever's holding down there is gonna start shooting. So, initially, I am immediately in a fight here. I'm gonna be AD spamming, I'm gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna be, throwing a knife here, get 2 hits on the barricade, and then finally when I think the coast is clear, I'm in on 3, but what happens? Boom, this trap goes off. However, let's trap this back up. Let's say there's nobody at the end of the hall, right? We wait here, we take this camera out, right? There's still nobody at the end of the hallway. We're waiting a couple of seconds. We're gonna hit it again. And, oh, geez, there's a trap right there. Let me just take that out. So that is the scenario that I often think happens with this trap in particular. It doesn't go off too often, but sometimes when you get it, it's nice. Trap 2, let's take a look at this. Sort of the same thing. This window is very contentious. There's a singular point of entry that you have to vault through, so that trap will go off. You cannot duck underneath it. It has to be disarmed if you're gonna make it through that window unscathed. I start ripping the window, but somebody behind the desk starts shooting, and then everything just sort of goes to hell. If I rotate right, when I'm attacking this window, that trap gets seen, and it's done. If I rotate left, which doesn't make too much sense because then you have less eyes on this room, right is a much more natural rotation, then, it doesn't get seen and it goes off. I put it here, though, because when you're out here, come on. When you're out here, you're gonna see it on the way in, and you can shoot that. Here, less so, because your eyes naturally are going to focus on there, and as you're climbing in, you're not going to see that trap as effectively. It's going to be the corner of your eye. Okay, so let's move on to trap 3. This is what I consider to be a guaranteed hit. Okay, so you know you made it through this door. You disarm that trap. You're in this hallway here. You got somebody backing you up, maybe not, and things are starting to pop off a little bit. So we're going to put this barricade down here. Maybe there's someone at the end of the hall, maybe you've gotten a kill. People know you're here. Like, you are in this hallway, you're coming to defuse these bombs, 100%. So we're gonna put a hit there, okay? Whoever's here guns you down, and if there's nobody there, then you're gonna start peeking the room a little bit more. Gonna start peeking it, gonna hit this, and you're gonna try and see over the desk, all right? And then we're just sort of AD spamming a little bit. Boom, you're in, trap goes off. This is a very seldom checked spot because there's no reason for attackers to be checking that spot. The left side of this door frame here is gonna be seen right off the bat. As attackers are taking this door down, this is a very common angle. That desk is a very common angle. Up here is a common one as well, but that explicitly excludes this. So that sort of covers a couple of the traps here. I guess I took that one down. This room here is a giant attack vector unto itself. Might be prudent to put a trap here, but that would be another Hail Mary play. Because, you know, people are gonna pop out into this hallway, but they're gonna look both ways before crossing the street. What do you see? This. If you're crouched, same fucking deal. It's important to note that you can crouch under Kapkan traps. But because many people are very often crouched when they're taking positions or rotating from place to place, they're going to be seeing things at eye level on the crouch, not necessarily when they stand up. So they might not see this, and their teammate might get hit, or you know, very late in the game if they're sprinting, that goes off. That's sort of how you have to play and assume Kapkan works out. This I think destroys itself when the round starts. Let's see what else. This doorway right here, I would never trap. I'm not gonna trap that whatsoever. Here's why. It's between both bombs. This is just a rotation point for defenders. Nobody is gonna be coming in here and planting a diffuser. The aid diffusal point either starts right here on the other side of this metal detector or as far out as here. I don't think I've tried diffusing here in a long time. But yeah, this central doorway here, generally, unless there's a explicit hallway dividing 2 points, you're not gonna want to put a trap down in a doorway that divides 2 points. This door here, I would only put it on this side, for instance, because let's think about attack factors again. Here, you know, you're coming in this hallway, you know, you're sweeping around. You might check this, you might not, because this is definitely, you know, a camp spot for defenders, but attackers can just sort of reach in and touch them that way. That's sort of the only valid location there. A lot of this is going to train you on map knowledge. A lot of it is going to train you on crosshair placement. A lot of it's going to train you on what enemies can and can't see. And in a game like Siege, that's invaluable because everybody is pixel hunting for you. Everybody's going to try and get the smallest possible angle on you. And you have to hide these traps at one of 4 locations. Here is not one I would place one while we're on the subject, simply because this office is so seldom used. You know, you can vault in here either way, but that's such a rarity because it places you at a major disadvantage for anybody defending from these lockers, this area, or blue. So that's kind of it. Let's talk timing now that we have sort of like a placement meta down. In terms of timing, you have about 45 seconds to set up in an unranked game. Maybe it's a minute, something like that. It's really not that long. So before the plates come out, or even after the plates come out, before you get them, anything like that, if you are playing as a roaming Kapkan, you need to start setting those up. I wouldn't forego plates entirely if you're gonna do a roam. I would grab the plates. But I wouldn't worry too much about barricades or anything like that. You really want to get these traps out early, because there's 5 of them. I mean, I have 3 out right now, and I've already forgotten where half of them are. So you're gonna want to make big rotations and you know, get to where you need to be going. Now, here's the thing about a roaming Kapkan. That's a lot of time to set up, and there's no guarantee that they're gonna be, you know, taking that attack vector, especially if the bombs are not hidden. If, you know, they found the bombs, people very often rotate to the path of least resistance on the outside of an area, and they're going to be punching their way in as soon as they possibly can. Clock management is so key in this game. It really kind of limits your options as a roaming Kapkan. Once you've put things down as Kapkan and want to roam afterward, then that's fine, but trapping around yourself as a roamer is a bit of a risky play. So once your traps are down, of course, you can come back and shore up defenses and do reinforcements as needed. That's you know, perfectly fine. You know, say you need one more on this wall here, yada yada yada, whatever. Anyway, back to timing a little bit. As soon as the round starts, you're going to be fighting Twitch. Kapkan traps are number 2 on Twitch's list of things to take out. I would say they're possibly ahead of Jaeger traps and possibly behind mirror windows. Mirror windows are always number 1 because they're just so high value. But if you have a drone, say you're right here and you want to put this down, okay? If you see a drone on these stairs or it rolls past you here and you get the "you have been scanned" thing, do not plant this. Don't put this down until way later. Wait for the round to start. Wait for that drone to die. Wait for whatever. If you see a Twitch drone roll in, you have to take it out. If someone calls out a Twitch drone, make sure it's been destroyed before you put a trap out. It's all about information management with Kapkan. The less people know about your traps, about Frost traps, trap operators like Kapkan and Frost, they really rely on the enemy not knowing where your traps are. So now we're on attack, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna do a no vote. Actually, yeah, let's roll in as Twitch real fast and we can kind of show off a little bit of this stuff. So here's how much ground you can cover as Twitch. So we're rolling in, right? We have 45 seconds to touch the bomb. 35. We hear some footsteps. I think they're upstairs. 30 seconds, bomb is found. We'll say a bomb has been found in the first 15 seconds out of 45. So we're up here. Say you're planting right here, boom, trap out. Say you've already planted one here, boom, trap out. As you get closer and closer, you know, you can just take out more and more traps. If you haven't been stopped, but you've still taken out 2 of Kapkan's 5 bombs, that is huge. You still have plenty of utility in the taser itself. Twitch is very protective of her drones, and it's kind of crucial to take her out, lest she take yours out in return. Anyway, I did a lot of talking about Kapkan philosophy and stuff like that. This is pretty applicable to pretty much any map. There's plenty of, you know, good Kapkan plays and trap spots and Hail Mary throws and guaranteed placements that you can throw down on a lot of maps. But yeah, I think Border really exemplifies the full repertoire of Kapkan's traps. So yeah, good luck out there.